Contrary to popular belief, Elden Ring wasn't the first game to have roll attacks. Bloodborne was the first one to have roll attacks, however, the roll attacks in Bloodborne didn't deal any damage. The beast roll would just knock enemies away. But then, Dark Souls 3 had a few roll attacks. Most of them didn't deal any damage, but some of them, 2 in particular, did deal damage. So, can I beat Dark Souls 3 with these roll attacks? Now let me take you through the very long list of rules. Rule number 1. Only deal damage using the attacks that have a roll in them. And that's it. We start with the mercenary class because sellswords. Also, here's a pro tip, you can call it. When you get a critical chance or a parry while using the sellsword twin blades, do not do a critical hit. Instead, just mash L1 while two-handing and you will do much more damage. After demolishing Udix Gundyr, we will do the obligatory Dark Souls 3 preparations list, which is basically do the tree jump, grab the Estus flask, then head down and get the covetous silver ring. And that's it. Man, the lists are pretty underwhelming today. After that, we'll just head to the High Wall of Lothric and grab any upgrade materials we got along the way. Then we will go and demolish Vort of the Boreal Valley. The easiest boss, I think. Yes, I think I put him as the easiest in my list. I forgot. Here's another pro tip. Once you get to Yol or Joel or whatever you want to call him, don't forget to use his services like I did. Basically, he gives you 5 free levels. And who doesn't want that? One thing I forgot to mention is that our first weapon is in the DLC. So my first goal is to get there. How did that happen multiple times? I don't know, maybe I'm just unlucky. Anyway, we come here so we can get one of the most important rings in the whole game. The Flynn's ring. Also, here's another pro tip that nobody else knows about except me, which blows my mind, because I talked about it a lot. And that is that you can get free souls by killing the demon without fighting him and without Sigvard dying, because Sigvard is very, very important for this run. Just stand here facing your character and your camera that way, and that's it. Another short rules list. I don't know why this works, but it definitely does. At least on PlayStation. I don't know about the other consoles. From there, we'll jump below and get the Chloranthy ring. Another very important ring in the game. Man, this area is just jam-packed with important shit. Then we'll head to Farum Azula, Farron's Keep. Because a lot of people forget that up here there are 2 free large Titanite shards. And while we are here, we will unlight the fires so we can get access to the Abyss Watchers later on. Once we've infused and upgraded our weapon, we will go and parry the shit out of the crystal sage and just demolish him. Okay, that didn't go as I intended. So just skip to me demolishing him. Once we kill him, we'll gain access to the cathedral, which essentially means access to the DLC. But before we do that, there's another very important ring that we should get, and that is the Lloyd Sword Ring, which gives us a big attack boost once our health is full. Now we can finally touch Gale's cum tissues and get access to the DLC. Once we get there, we will go to this point and just fight the Grave Tender's Great Wolf. This will lower his HP in the boss room and will reward us with 3 large Titanite shards, which of course we need. And then, before we go to the boss, we will farm this one annoying piece of shit overpowered bird. I don't know why they are this strong. Like, I know they're the... Anyway, I'm just rambling. This guy drops large Titanite shards and sharp gems. So we will farm him until we get enough materials. Now we can actually take on the boss who has a weapon. And that is the champion's Grave Tender. We'll start by taking down these wolves because you won't be able to fight him while they are here. And as for the champion himself, he's really simple. He'll either spam his weapon art, which you can just outspace and then spam L1 to beat him, or he will do his lunge attack, which you can backstab, then spam L1. So really, he's not that difficult. The problem, however, is the Grave Tender's Great Wolf. Once he spawns in, the Grave Tender will do a gesture that will allow you to backstab him. And hopefully, after that you'll be able to kill him quickly. Because if you don't, then it's 2-on-1, which is not fun. Actually, it is fun, but it's hard. Anyway, the Great Wolf is kind of a problem, but at the same time he's not. He has some very low health, but his attacks are so confusing to avoid. Your top priority is to get him to phase 2. Once he gets there, he will do 2 very long animations, which if you spam L1, he will just disappear immediately. I think you can see the problem with this weapon that I mentioned in the beginning. It is really weak and consumes a lot of FP. This is +1 by the way, and this is the damage, like holy shit. Now that we've gotten our weapon, we will go to the Shrine Handmaid and buy 1 Prism Stone and 1 large leather shield. Because a lot of people don't know that, but you can get 2 Twinkling Titanite from the crows by giving them these 2 items. Also, a lot of people forget that there's a crystal lizard outside that will give you a Twinkling Titanite. Titanite. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna show you all of the locations for the upgrade stones, because unlike EldenRing, you can't just use 1 stone from each level. You need a lot of stones. And because we need a lot of stones, we will start a new quest line. Grey Rats to be exact. You'll see why we need him later on. But for now, we'll progress his quest normally. I've collected some upgrade stones off screen and went back to the Abyss Watchers to fight them. And luckily the damage upgrade was enough to take them down. Before we go to the deacons, we will return to the undead settlement to talk to Sigvard and progress his quest line. Because, like I said in the beginning, it is really important for this run. So we'll just progress his quest normally and go from there. We'll collect some stuff from the catacombs, then we'll go after High Lord Wolnir, who I expected to be a bitch to fight, but luckily he wasn't. He was actually very easy and my fears were unwarranted. Because of that stupid smoke attack, I was afraid of him. Yup, Wolnir didn't meet my expectations, but the deacons definitely met them, because they are ganking pieces of shit. So we'll go to Patches to get some alluring skulls from him. Since the deacons are hollow, this trick should work on them, which it did. Now that we've discovered Irithyll, we will go back and talk to Grey Rat, and he will ask us to allow him to pillage, which we'll agree to, and from there we will need to kill a boss. Unluckily for us, the only boss available is the old Demon King. After killing the old Demon King, which was really hard to do, Grey Rat will return to Firelink, and now he will sell us 3 Twinkling Titanite, which we absolutely need. At this point we don't need Grey Rat anymore, so you can kill him, you can do whatever you want with him. However, one important point I should mention: if you didn't do Sigvard's questline, Grey Rat will die, and I don't think he will be able to get the Twinkling Titanite. In Irithyll, instead of going after the Pontifice, we will go to the dungeon, and while we are here, we will get the old cell key, which we'll need, of course. Also, holy shit, this is the most determined rat I've ever seen. He deserves some applause. In the profaned capital, we will go and free Sigvard from his cell with the key we've just got, because doing that will allow him to give us a Titanite slab and help us against a certain boss. Also, I've always found it funny how secluded his cell is. Like, there's no ladder, there's nothing. You just have to jump.
A token of my
We upgrade our weapon to the maximum level, and then head to Yorm. And yes, that is why we did Sigvard's questline, because we needed him to help us against Yorm. Since Yorm has the highest HP in the whole game, or I think in the whole franchise, there's no way I would have been able to kill him with the stupid ass roar of the Valorheart. So, Sigvard will help me. After that, for some reason, I really can't remember why, I went and killed the dancer before Pontifex and before Aldrich. Maybe I thought killing her would give me more levels because she's easier than them, I don't know. From there, I thought to myself, I've killed enough bosses with this weapon, with the first roar weapon. So why don't I go and get the second one? So, since the second one is located in the Ringed City, I went to Ariandel, cheesed Sir Wilhelm and made him drop his death, and then tried taking on Sister Frida. And yeah, you can see the results right now.
Return from whence thou camest, for return from whence thou camest, for that is thy place. Return from whence thou camest. You must be Valorheart.
Because of this failure, I decided to concede and just go after the Pontiff, as usual. After that, we'll go after Aldrich. Aldrich is annoying normally, so in this run he was beyond annoying. He was frustrating as fuck. I think he killed me like 15 times, or 16, around this number. Anyway, subscribe because I'm doing a list of the most annoying bosses soon. Finally, a boss that uses a shield just like me. Our battle will be legendary. Then we'll go to the Twin Princes. And I just like to dedicate this moment to thank whoever it is that discovered the cheese where you stand in front of the boss gate until Lorian teleports to you instead of him teleporting randomly. Thank you. Also, I'm gonna take this moment to say, do not be greedy just like me. Now that we've killed our final lord, we can finally access the Ringed City DLC. and get our second weapon. It should be easy, right guys? It was at this moment that I realized, if I can't even beat the Demon Prince, the easiest boss in the Ringed City, how am I going to deal with Half-Light, the hardest challenge boss in Dark Souls 3 in its entirety? That was hard to say. Anyway, how am I going to beat Half-Light? So, I just did the unthinkable and completed the challenge on a character on New Game Plus. So from this point onward, all the bosses are New Game Plus bosses. Yeah, you can call me cheating bastard or whatever, but come on. The crucifix of the Mad King is a really strong weapon. However, the problem with it is that the weapon art has 3 variations. One, which is the good one, which is also the one that doesn't happen at all, is the roar, the big roar. All of the attacks have roars in them. The second outcome from the weapon art is you get poise. The third one, which is probably the strongest, but also the most dangerous, is the bomb. The bomb can dish out a lot of damage to bosses, but it can also hit you, and it also does a lot of damage to you. So yeah, you gotta be lucky to get the ones you want. Also, here's a cool thing that I discovered while fighting the Pontiff on New Game Plus. If you parry him and did the weapon art, he won't be able to hit you even with the second hit. Yeah, pretty cool, right? Okay, I'm not gonna show you all the bosses again, so I'll just skip to the ones I've never did yet. Starting with then Champion Gundyr. I did him with Valorheart because Gundyr seems like a gladiator and I wanted to fight him like a gladiator. And finally, after all the optional bosses, comes the last boss in the base game, the Soul of Cinder. He was really aggressive and hard to take down with the crucifix of the Mad King. Every time I did a weapon art, he will smack me out of it, until I found my rhythm and managed to kill him. Once we take him down, it's time to go and finish the rest of the DLCs. And start by taking my revenge from Sister Frida. Because once you can actually deal damage to her with a respectable weapon, she is pretty easy and pretty manageable. With the help of Slave Knight Gale, of course. The same thing applies for the Demon Prince. His ginormous health pool and my low damage is what prevented me from doing anything to him before. But now, even on New Game Plus, he was pretty easy. After him comes Half-Light, the bane of my existence. And as expected from him, he was tough as a motherfucker. He was really hard. He was really hard because he was one-shotting or two-shotting me all the time. That is, while I'm naked. Because once I realized that my weapon art has hyper armor, I decided to wear the armor pieces that have the most points. And what do you know? He was a pushover after that. After him comes Medea, and as expected, he was really easy and I had no problem with him, except for the fact that the single attempt was really long, because I couldn't do any critical hits, which means I have to fight him fully. Then comes Gale. And one of the weirdest, honestly, this run has been full of weird coincidences. Because he killed me while I'm using my Ember twice. So twice I got killed without getting the effect of my Ember, even though I lost them. It took a few attempts and a few more Embers because he was really consuming my resources, but I managed to take him down. The final boss of this run. Well, technically.
Creature.
I said technically because there is one boss, I mean mini boss, that I want to fight using this weapon, because I think it will be a battle worth watching and worth partaking in. And that is Shira, Knight of Trinor. You can click off the video now, but before you do that, like, comment, subscribe, share, and all of the other bullshit that YouTubers tell you to do. I'm gonna leave this battle playing at its fullest, so if you wanna watch it, watch it. If you don't, I can't force you. So yeah, goodbye, see you guys later.